Hello everyone, today we're going to be diving deep into the reality of Mr. Beast. You might even say bestiality. And I swear to you, this stuff is way worse than you initially probably thought. Unless you're like a real strategic genius. And before this video starts, I want to just have a little content warning that this video may drive you cuckoo bananas.
Gotta get some rest cause all them days I was broke. Gotta get some rest cause I was riding narrow. Gotta get some rest cause all them days I was broke. Gotta get some rest cause I was riding narrow. Let's go get some paper. Remember all them days when I was broke, had them straight. This shot but shoot your face, you was talking insane.
Mr. Beast started off as a regular human for the most part. He had a single mom, a friend, a brother, but he had a drive for YouTube. And he kind of downplays this in the documentary I watched, but he has this drive to not just be a YouTuber, but the best YouTuber. And the stuff he does is kind of creepy and eerie to me. I've always thought this since I first seen him in 2019, and it's just very eerie to me because it's like he sits there and counts to 100,000. He sits there and watches it. It's every day, bro, for 10 hours. He'll watch whatever fucking video for 10 hours. Is that not psycho shit? Like, does no one see that and think, oh, that's weird? Like, that's psycho shit. Like, psycho shit isn't just killing and murdering people. It's also just weird shit. And that's the type of weird shit that is psycho shit. His internet personality in the beginning was very different and changes. It started off as like a game. He started off playing games because that's what was big then. And then whenever it was outdoors experiments, that's what he did. And he was even edgy for a little bit because that's what was popular then. Whatever the popular YouTube personality is at a certain time, that's what he kind of adopts. And whenever your personality is the trend, then when your personality really comes out, the people that are expecting a different personality are not going to like you anymore, or they were going to be distraught, to say the least. I think it's very odd how he counted to 100,000. I think it's very odd how he did all those endurance tests. And really that's all it was at first. It was just endurance tests that he did because he knows that's what people want to see on the internet. They want to see people push their limits. So he did these endurance tests, and then once he got money, you use that money as an endurance test. If you're broke, you get a little bit of money, it's an endurance test to give it all away. But you know that there's a good possibility that you're going to get the return because it's going to do numbers on YouTube. And a little bit down the line, he starts getting more money and he pays people to do those endurance tests for him as challenges. And he's combining the endurance tests because people love watching other people get pushed their limit, and the giveaway thing by saying, oh, this could be you coming down here and competing to win this prize money. And the prize money is really just like a paycheck when you think about it, because okay, you're gonna make a video about me getting locked in a room for 30 days or doing some kind of endurance test, and the video is gonna make millions of dollars. and you're gonna give me 300, like 100,000, 200,000, 300,000. It seems like a regular payment, honestly, if not a little bit underpayment on some of them. And again, you are competing to win it, so there's a chance you might not even get that paycheck. That, you know, if you are the center of a video that's making millions of dollars, I would hope you would get like $250,000. And next I'm going to talk about some of the staff members that left Mr. Beast. I'm not really going to talk about Dogpack so much because, you know, everyone's been talking about Dogpack. Instead, I'm going to talk about the lesser known ones. But before I let go of this topic, the main thing I'm trying to get to you is that his personality adjusts with what is popular on YouTube. His interests adjust with what's popular on YouTube. Some parts of this is more transparent than others, but I believe that he just changes his personality with what the popular YouTube personality is supposed to be at that current moment. And the point, and further in this video, I'm going to unpeel that mask and take a darker look at the bestiality. And for those just joining, bestiality is short for the reality of Mr. Beast.
I can't wait on nobody. Go get some beans, me and my bros for shotties. Cleo do it like Nike. Up in Rio, counting C-notes all nighty. Bella bitch said she like me. Do your dance, hop in the bed, we fighting. Diamonds on my wrist and watch this be brighting. Up in Rio, counting C-notes all nighty. I gotta go get me some beans. I gotta go pull up in beans. For the winter, I have to cut off my friends. They ain't even trying to get it, dog.
The first guy I'm going to talk about, you probably have never even heard of before. Matt Turner. This is the first crew member on Mr. Beast that got fired and then made allegations against Mr. Beast. But the only problem here is that the allegations he made against Mr. Beast were pretty mid. You know, they were not S-tier allegations, you could say. They were pretty mid, they were pretty watered down. All he said that Mr. Beast did was very verbally abusive towards him, and he was his boss, so like, yeah, that makes sense. But he said it was to the point that he felt traumatized from it. No one took him seriously as a young kid in the workforce. Everyone thought he was just over-exaggerating. And for all I know, maybe he was, because it does seem kind of like mid-allegations, like I said before. But this is the thing. Mr. Beast didn't really have to do anything for everyone to just be like, fuck you, Matt Turner. You are now blackballed from YouTube. You are blacklisted from ever being famous. And Mr. Beast saw that. He definitely saw that. At the time, he wasn't even that big. So he definitely seen all this, and I don't think he even had to say anything. And if he did, he just like said a tweet and was like, he's lying. And everyone was like, oh my god, he got him. Now he's blacklisted. And he lives in a van and makes sad van vlogs. That's what he does now. And I believe this is the moment that sparks a flame inside Jimmy's head. He sees these people defending him tooth and nail, despite Jimmy hasn't even gave his side of the story. We are just assuming that this guy's wrong and Jimmy can do no wrong because of all the good that we've seen him do through the screens. Fly was another Mr. Beast crew member that left and had some allegations, but these ones prompted Mr. Beast to actually respond to him because Fly had some better allegations. They were kind of like C tier. And trust me, by the end of the video, Mr. Beast will have S tier allegations. But Fly accuses Mr. Beast of faking his videos And this outrages people because they don't know what to believe. So Mr. Beast has to go on Drama Alert for a Keemstar interview, where then he addresses the allegations that he fakes his videos. I'll leave a clip right here.
I don't want to blabber on, but basically I have Crohn's disease. Most of you don't know what it is.
Some things are fabricated. Like, yeah, I'll say like I have flu, use only leaf blowers. We'll buy 100 leaf blowers and we'll put a tarp on it and try to fly. And, you know, we might get a little off the ground, but like, it's not misleading, right? I give a streamer 30, dude, listen to this. I've given away almost $500,000 in like the last 100 days. I don't even have $500,000 to my name. I literally am running myself dry, but it's because I really enjoy it.
I don't want to blabber on, but basically I have Crohn's disease. Most of you don't know what it is.
Yeah, but overall, I would say this whole interview seems kind of out of character for the persona that Mr. Beast is trying to portray to us. And if I was lying, I understand why Jimmy would be mad, but when Jimmy is just getting mad and yelling, oh, he's pathetic. He's pathetic, and anyone that makes allegations against me is obviously just wanting to leech off of what I have, because I have so much. And those kind of arguments is where you kind of lose me, Jimmy, because I want to believe in this guy that has billions of dollars but doesn't care about money. I want to believe in this guy that's just this 1% that also wants to help 90, like the other 100%. I want to believe in this superhero, but you go straight to discrediting the person that's trying to call you out on something instead of proving them wrong. It makes you look guilty. And the way he tries to discredit him is kind of funny, because he's like, I paid for his plane ticket, I paid for his bus ticket, and he waited until he was in the comfort of his own home to criticize me instead of confronting me to my face. And it's like, yeah, Jimmy, if there is a hostile work environment, he might have not wanted to confront you to your face, because then you wouldn't have paid for said plane ticket and said bus ticket, and he wouldn't have got home. And since the new dog pack videos, which I'm sure everyone has seen by now, there's been new people that's come out, and this one guy, Ty Orr, he had a pretty sad story about how Mr. Beast kind of used him and flew him out there. And Ty Orr says some pretty insane stuff, all the way up to the employees have to sign in when they get to work, and when they sign in, they're actually signing an NDA agreement, which is pretty unethical and insane. He says some more stuff about how, like, specifically he was used by Mr. Beast. I'll just leave a clip to that here.
Just uploaded the most insane video we've ever done. Go watch. Take a look at this picture. Take a good hard look at this picture. Does that remind you of anything you've seen so far? Does it remind you of anything you've seen remotely close to it? Or does it look like the exact same thing that I drew? The exact same thing that I pitched? Everything. Do you want to know how much I got paid for that? Zero. I didn't get paid a single dime. This man, this company, his employees not only took the time to exploit me, to have me work for them under the false pretenses of a job that wasn't, you know, that they weren't available or able to give at the time, yet they had many people go in and out. On my second day, there was like a different group that I saw the day before, and then they were on their last day, and then on my last day there was a group of people that was their first day. You're trying to tell me you didn't have any positions at all, yet you had all those people, and not only did you do that, you used my idea. A lot of people would say, you know what, legally he had the right to do that. I don't know in what legal standpoint he could. I could be wrong, but let's think about this though. We're talking about a billionaire. We're talking about the world's biggest YouTuber. How is that so hard to just compensate for someone for some work? How hard is it to compensate someone for their ideas that made you millions and made me zero? I don't care if it was legally done or not. Like, think about it. We all have hearts here. We're all watching YouTube videos for the same exact reason. How messed up is that? You're a billionaire, dude.
Make a couple bands on my long way. And if you lonely just for once, but the blood and top models every time. Think I took the wrong pill and it's going down, yeah. So just kidding.
Chris Tyson is Mr. Beast first subscriber, his closest friend, longest ally. They even lived together for 6 months. But during those 6 months they lived together, Chris Tyson had CP on his wall to display to guests of home. That is pretty insane. Like, you know, that's not regular shit, you know? Like, picture it like this. You're living with a friend, roommates, and you're having someone over, and then someone is like, oh, what's that? That's kind of weird, ain't it? And you look, and it's a picture of a very known underage girl doing something to a very older man. And it's like very pornographic. And they're like, that's pretty weird. Why is that on the wall? And you're just like, oh, that's my roommate. And then they're gonna be like, oh, does he have to be your roommate? Like, oh man, like that's a pretty bad roommate. And then you're like, no, actually he's my best friend and he owns part of my company because I love him so much. Oh wow, well you're kind of odd too, aren't you? Like, you know? And I know it's not real CP, it's drawn, but you know why it's not real CP? Because real CP would send him straight to prison. He loves Chris Tyson so much that back in the day, in the old Mr. Beast videos, sometimes he wouldn't even participate in the challenges. He would like be a helper for Mr. Beast and do side challenges where it'd be guaranteed he would make a lot of money, opposed to the other guys that have to do this long, hard challenge for some money. And then the challenges he did do with everyone else, he would win, like a lot of the times. So it makes you wonder. And he always had favoritism towards Chris in those challenges, it feels like watching them. I always felt like watching them as they came out. And it seems a lot less charitable when he's giving this guy 100,000, when he's given him 100,000 like 10 times before in a Tesla and like some AirPods. I don't know, he's just making sure that his buddy gets money, like his buddy who has CP on the wall, like that's his day one. They lived in the CP house together. But Chris Tyson used all that challenge money to get himself, you know, a house and a wife and a kid. And, you know, he had it. You know, get a wife and kid, you know, try to live a normal life. But, you know, he's too weird for that. So he opted out and started talking to this underage boy. And he was pretty young. His name was Lava. And Chris Tyson, and this is my speculation, this is pure speculation, I think that Chris Tyson was gay for Lava, and then Lava was like, no, I'm not gay, I don't like boys. And then Chris was like, okay, and then transitioned into Ava, and then he was like, hey Lava, I'm Ava, we could be Lava and Ava, and I'm a girl who has an ex-wife and a kid who is asking where his father is. It's not me, cause I'm definitely a girl, teehee, huh? And it's like, dude, and then everyone on the internet is saying this guy needs a mental health check. And then people said, no, you're phobic. But really, like, that's an underage boy. He first announced that he was bisexual whenever they signed to this talent agency that's owned by Disney, that's owned by BlackRock. I mean, I'm not trying to draw conclusions, I'm just saying what happened. But like, everyone on the internet was just calling for a mental health check on this guy, and everyone around him was like, stop being so transphobic. But in reality, people just saw the signs of a man slipping. He just randomly left his wife and kid on a whim. And if you told me one of the Mr. Beast crew members had a little sugar in their tank, I would guess Carl immediately, without hesitation. And people even blamed Carl for Chris becoming gay and trans, even though Carl isn't gay. At least I don't think so. He doesn't claim he is, but you know, it's kind of hard to tell with them boys. I know Chandler's straight as an arrow, so at least there's that. But who's to really say, because I probably would have thought that someone told him to do it up until about the lava allegations, and now I just think that this man is insane. But it's definitely for sure Jimmy knew about this. He lived in the CP house. He lived in the house with CP on the wall. And how can you say that that's just like a associate or something? That was his associate before he had associates. That was his day one friend. So he definitely knew. But it's just, what did Jimmy do, you know? Because I definitely think Jimmy would be smarter than to have CP on the wall. Jimmy's strategic. Shadman is an artist and illustrator on the internet who draws lewd and pornographic photos of underage girls, and I'll put them on the screen. You can see just how bad they are yourself. Psych, you thought I was gonna put child porn on YouTube? I ain't a crash out. I wasn't even planning on putting this part in my video. It wasn't in my notes or anything, but I just like realized when I was editing, like, I know who Shadman is from when I was 13. Let me explain. I had a meme page that was like pretty popular, and I knew a bunch of other like meme pages, and there was some that were really big Shadman fans. And the reason they were Shadman fans is because Shad would draw like Hillary Clinton or something, but she's underage and being lewd, of course. But, you know, it was still like something funny, pop culture, but it's still child porn. And it was like kind of shock value, like, oh, that guy's in child porn drawing? Oh, that's kind of funny, haha. But then, like, there were some people that, like, you know, really enjoyed it. And Chris Tyson's early nickname for most of Mr. Beast was Chris the Meme God. He kind of had that vibe of just, like, real entrenched in meme culture. So I could just really see him, like, as one of those guys, which would kind of explain his sexual degeneracy. And I also seen a lot of stuff earlier about how Chris developed a friendship with Shadman, like, as soon as he got some fame off of Mr. Beast, and like he was really excited about it, and like he really fanned out. And like getting fanned out over Shadman is insane. That's like getting fanned out over one of the art directors at Balenciaga. And I could make a whole separate video on that, but for as of the moment, just trust me, they're also child porn enthusiasts. But Chris Tyson had a friendship with this Shadman, and he would message him a lot and would get really, really excited that he even knew Shadman. Like, imagine your best friend is Mr. Beast, but Shadman, the guy known for drawing lewd images of underage minors, is the one who's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm talking to this guy. And he would even do it publicly on Twitter, so it's no speculation, the things I'm saying. And he commissioned and paid money for Shadman to draw a pornographic image of Killer Keemstar's daughter, who like and draw her with a 70-year-old President Donald Trump in 2016. And yeah, I think that's pretty weird. That's pretty insane. That's not normal behavior. That's that should be against the law, but I don't think it is. It should be. It should be. They should make a Chris Tyson law and throw the whole fucking book at him. But I just wanted to throw some of this stuff out there to contextualize some of the things I said in the last segment, because I was describing the CP that Chris had framed, and that's not the same CP that we've seen on camera Chris had hanged up in his wall. I was describing different CP. It's just there's a lot of CP when it comes to this guy, a whole lot of child porn. So it might get confusing when I'm talking about it.
Necromancers stole the bag. Milky on my chin, pink on the ring, rocks are in my name. You're not the same, can't hang out with these lambs. Music's playing games, feel like Johnny Jam. Go bling bling, gonna make you sing sing. Can't stop drinking, can't stop thinking.
Jake the Viking plays a very odd role in all this, because Jake the Viking left Mr. Beast back in the day, but he said there was no bad blood with Jimmy, and he really enjoyed his time there, and he just wanted to become a YouTuber for himself. And he claims that it was this reason and this reason only that he departed from the Mr. Beast team until recently with the Chris Tyson stuff coming out. Then he says, oh, Jimmy knew, Mr. Beast knew this whole time that this was going on. And that makes perfect sense, because shortly after this, it came out that Mr. Beast's old manager, Delaware, was a child rapist. And it's not even like a speculation or anything. It's like 100% confirmed. He pled guilty. He's on a watch list. He has to alert people when he moves into a neighborhood. Like, it's that serious. So I really doubt that Mr. Beast did not know about this. I mean, this guy doesn't have an impressive resume. You know, it's like his resume is just that.
Oh, that's what he does. No, he's the grapist.
The Grapist? That's his name? The Grapist. Classic.
Could think, oh yeah, maybe Jimmy just wanted a good manager. If it was like the manager that used to manage the Smosh YouTube channel or the Equal 3 YouTube channel. But no, it's just a random guy who's never done this before. The only thing on his resume is that that was at least 11. And that's pretty insane. And Jake the Viking got mad when that came out, because Delaware, that guy, was actually his brother-in-law, married to his sister. And okay, that's odd. So what was Jake the Viking talking about? And if this is the kind of thing that Jake the Viking lives with and thinks is normal, then what is the thing that he was implying? Unless he was just really wanting clout, but I don't know. He really burned his bridge with Mr. Beast, so did he do that just for clout and then immediately just lose it from defending Delaware? There's something that he's not saying, I feel like. There's something they're all not saying.
Mr. B6000, oh, Mr. B6000, oh.
Alright, so at this point you know that Jimmy hired, and he's kind of a psycho. and his best friend is really into child corn. So what's that mean? Where is this taking us? Does anyone else find it kind of odd how he's making kids' toys now? Or find it kind of odd how he has a burger restaurant? Or find it kind of odd that his face is everywhere? Everyone celebrate him, and he can do any kind of venture and it will have pure succession. Like, look at Mr. Beast's chocolate. When that first came out, oh man, the chocolate. The fucking chocolate, man. When it first came out, it was really healthy, it was really good, and then they changed the ingredients, and now it's like more unhealthy than a Hershey's chocolate, and it tastes like shit. And I don't know why he did that. Like, this is the first time I've ever seen someone like come out with something and it have like all healthy ingredients, and that's a big push, and it's marketing and why it's trying to get you to buy it, and then it changes all of those ingredients and makes them even worse than the competitors. But I'm getting sidetracked, because what's the end game to having chocolates and toys and Mr. Beast burger everywhere, despite having billions of dollars already? Mr. Beast says that he wants to give away money because it makes people like him, and then everyone will love him if he gives away a lot of money. And then he gives away, you know, and then, okay, now that seems a little less charitable now. And then he says, oh, and why do I want everyone to love me? So I can become president, of course. And they're like, oh, okay, are you gonna run for presidency like the first year you're eligible? No, I'm gonna wait until my little baby audience that are just being born right now turn 18 and are able to vote, because those kids are gonna have no control but to vote for me, because they've seen me so much since a baby. Like, if Steve from Blue's Clues ran from office, I'm gonna vote for him. I don't even know his policies or anything, but I enjoyed Blue's Clues as a kid. I would imagine it's the same thing. And he's on like this endless quest for power so he can become president. And what are his politics? All we know is that he really likes Elon Musk and he's really down with Neuralink. Okay. Now, if you forgive me for sounding maybe a little schizo-religious gobbledygook for a minute, but I believe that Mr. Beast is the false prophet that is warned to us in the book of Revelations. And don't click off the video just because you're not religious. This prophecy is so accurate. I'm not Christian. I would tell you this prophecy and about how accurate it is to Mr. Beast and how well it coincides with him, even if it came from an Egyptian pyramid, even if it came from some caveman paintings. Like, this is very dead on accurate to Mr. Beast. And it says in the book of Revelations, at a time whenever people who believe in God are becoming scarce and like the minority, is whenever Revelation starts. And I would say that is of right now. And you can't, despite on your political beliefs or whatever, that's a fact. More people by the day are losing faith in God and turning to science. I would say more closely to recently, more people have converted back over, but it has been a trend for the past like 100 years. But in the book of Revelations, it claims that before the Antichrist comes, there will be a false prophet before us. And this is someone that we all will see as a prophet, someone that we all will see as someone who heals the wounds of the fatal. And that is what he did with the curing 1,000 blind and the curing 1,000 deaf. That is what he did. And it was described in the book of Revelations that I saw, quote unquote, I saw the beast and he looked as of a leopard. Now, Mr. Beast's logo is a fucking leopard. Mr. Beast 6,000? No, it gets actually deeper than that. Mr. Beast used to claim he was Christian, and then since then has changed those claims. And, you know, he can do that in his own free will, but, you know, it just lines up with all these coincidences. And I think the biggest thing is his blind support for Neuralink when I would say a majority of people don't even support Neuralink as much as Mr. Beast does. And some people even have theorized that the red lightning bolt on the Mr. Beast logo is from the Neuralink, like a incision scar to get the Neuralink implanted, because that's where it would be. But anyways, he's so blindly into the Neuralink and wants to be president. And it says in Revelations, if you don't know, the mark of the beast will be put on the head, like in the head or on the hand, on the right hand. And Neuralink goes in the head, and China has an e-wallet pay thing that goes in the hand. It's a chip you put in the right hand, which is just like Revelations, because it also says in Revelations that once the false prophet teams up with the beast of the sea, and by the way, who has the strongest navy? The United States of America. So if he becomes president, he's teaming up with the beast of the sea. And then, so when that happens and he's in total control, as it says in the book of Revelations, then he will force us to get this mark of the beast by getting rid of all other forms of money besides the people that have Neuralink and the hand thing. But it says in the Bible that once you do that, it's not gonna be good. And then it says in the Bible that that is a horrible mistake, and if you do that, it will backfire, having a chip in your hand or head. And Mr. Beast always likes to claim that his videos have a good impression on the youth, and that kids are gonna see his videos and want to give away all their belongings too. But simply, I think it makes him more materialistic. Like, oh wow, Mr. Beast gave this guy 100,000. All you're gonna give me is this type shit. And it does make people a lot more materialistic, I feel like. I just hope he doesn't become president and Revelations doesn't happen in real time. But I don't know, by the looks of it, it looks like we're getting Revelations before GTA 6. Because there's a lot of reasons that Revelations happening besides Mr. Beast. But I'll get into that probably in a different video if y'all want me to. But frankly, yeah, Mr. Beast, evil, false prophet, Revelations.
Life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shut down in May. But I know I'm gonna change that tune. When I'm back on top in June. I said that's life. And as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on a dream. But I don't let it get me down. Cause this fine old world, it keeps spinning around. I've been a puppet, a pauper, a pirate, a poet, a pawn and a king. I've been up and down and over and out. And I know one thing, each time I find myself flat on my face, I pick myself up and get back in the race.
Yo, I literally upload my first video, and it got removed like an hour after it got uploaded. I have no subscribers. I got no clout, man. No one, like 20 people watched that. And I spent like 5 days editing the video. YouTube, why you a bunch of Now they say it's for harassment. They say I harassed Mr. Beast. I am Native American. I think they trying to silence me. I mean, haven't you noticed that the Mr. Beast videos aren't popular no more? I ain't gonna put Mr. Beast in the tag on this video. This is a different video. This ain't nothing about Mr. Beast. Wink, wink. This is about Sitting Bull and all of the lives taken at the Battle of Bighorn. Isn't it kind of a coincidence that the day after the head of YouTube dies, mysteriously, like all the Mr. Beast videos are gone, and who's Mr. Beast? Like the biggest like YouTuber on the platform who makes billions off of YouTube. So like surely he doesn't have any type of power. So don't even suggest that, guys. That's a crazy one. Susan Wojcicki, hope she rests in peace. Man, I can't believe Mr. Beast killed Susan Wojcicki. I can't believe Susan Wojcicki got killed by Mr. Beast. For real, no one listened to me. For real, Revelation history. Gonna tell Mark of the Beast when President Jimmy. Oh Jimmy, why'd you kill Susan Wojcicki? Is it because you thought the trending videos were risky? Is it because you didn't like that? Oh Mr. Beast, was you trying to hide that fact that you were hiring SOs? Mr. Beast, yeah, I'm trying to ride this whole new wave. Why is they taking my video down? Made me fucking pissed off. If I see Jimmy, then I'ma fucking get him. YouTube choosing, and they're so picky. Mr. Beast killed Susan. Whoa, just Mr. Beast does burgers. Mr. Beast does murders. I feel like a preacher, and this is my sermon. Why didn't Mr. Beast kill her? She ain't deserve it. That's gonna lock up Mr. Beast. He gonna deserve it. Oh, Mr. Beast, if I gonna see you, I'm gonna rob you. I'm gonna put on the ski too. I'm gonna take my shirt off and proceed to beat you. I can't believe Mr. Beast killed Susan Wojcicki. I can't believe Mr. Beast killed Susan Wojcicki. I can't believe Mr. Beast killed Susan Wojcicki.
God is saying once he reveals himself to you, and you don't follow him, he's gonna let you get what you want in your heart, your fleshly desires. You're gonna follow your heart and it's gonna destroy you.